Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories happening right now. We begin with the weather. The cold is here, as you know. The ice and snow doesn't help. Some of us saw snow flurries earlier today. This video coming to us from Loudoun County. Pretty good sized snowflakes there falling earlier today. And in Cumberland County, first responders there reporting some icy conditions. This includes in Crossville tonight. Police are also reporting slick conditions near Fairfield Glade. Also of note, we are seeing a number of delays, even a couple of cancellations out of McGhee Tyson Airport. As always, be sure to check the status of your flight before you leave the house, especially if you're heading to places reeling from this latest round of winter weather. We do have a handful of school closings and delays we need to pass along to you. Campbell County schools closed tomorrow. Granger County schools are going to run on a 2-hour delay. Hancock County and Scott County schools closed tomorrow. Union County schools on a 2-hour delay. Now you can find the full list of school closures on WAT.com. It's also scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And with the ice and snow in the forecast, it's a good idea to always have our free 6 on Your Side weather app with you. It lets you monitor conditions wherever you are, even if you are away from your television or if the power goes out in your neighborhood. To download it, just scan the QR code on your screen right now or search Knoxville weather in the App Store or Google Play. And with the dropping temperatures, 4 local Methodist churches are once again continuing to serve as warming centers. Now, these centers will be open to anyone who needs a warm place to stay if the temperature dips below 25. Now, running through that list for you, Fountain City United Methodist, Vestal United Methodist, Magnolia Avenue United Methodist, and Cokesbury. Now, we're told there is also an overflow site that will open at the Salvation Army off North Broadway. Now, we heard from city officials to learn more about why the 25-degree temperature threshold was selected.
The way that we did that is we looked at historical weather data and said, at 25 degrees, we can expect to need warming centers between 2 and 3 weeks through the winter. If that threshold goes up to 32, we would be looking at 6 to 8 weeks throughout the winter, which is more of a permanent homeless shelter sort of situation rather than just an emergency warming shelter situation.
Reed said they are on track to be able to house anyone who needs a warming center. And if you missed the list, you can see it, including what items those centers still need on our website at WATE.com. Knoxville Area Transit working to provide free rides to warming centers through at least Saturday. CAT says passengers may begin requesting rides to warming centers after 3 o'clock each afternoon, so keep that in mind. In this cold weather, people in Harriman are being asked to turn down the heat and conserve power after a big power hit this morning. A TVA main transmission pole fell, knocking out electricity for close to 2,400 customers. Now, the Harriman Utility Board says it is trying to restore power from alternate substations. It's requesting customers temporarily stop using non-essential electric devices and lower the thermostat to the lowest that they can tolerate. Now, we're told the utility company is working to get the power back on while crews work to repair the down pole.
When I spoke with TVA this morning, they said that hopefully this afternoon sometime the TVA power line would be repaired. We currently have about 30-ish customers that are still out because of the power line. We hope to get those back on shortly after that as well.
Harriman Utility Board says asking people to reduce their use of electricity will help the alternate substations sustain the temporary power load until those repairs are completely finished. All right, new information about the box of explosives and blasting caps that was found at a Knoxville recycling business last year. Today, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is revealing how it got there. Turns out the box was originally owned by an elderly man in Kingsport. Now, we're told he previously owned a construction company that utilized explosives. The ATF says the man thought the box was empty, and after storing it on his property, he then sold it to a Kingsport recycling company. That company then selling the box to CMC Recycling here in Knoxville. And of course, we all know what happened next. Back in October, employees started cutting into the box, discovering hundreds of explosives and blasting caps, all kind of mixed up inside. They called 911 and first responders cleared the area. A robot was brought in to help remove the explosives, but in the end, bomb technicians had to remove them by hand. They were eventually cleared and the evacuation order was lifted. We're told no charges, by the way, will be filed in this case. And we're diving deeper into the Knoxville Police Department's crime report for 2024. In nearly every category, KPD says the numbers are going down. Category with the biggest decline, non-fatal shootings with a 45% decrease, followed by theft from a vehicle with a 22% decrease. There was, however, a 3% increase in robberies. Now, we talked with Denzel Grant with Turn Up Knox, a nonprofit created to curb gun violence. Grant says he is seeing the downward trend firsthand.
Over the last 2 years, we're doing the work that we do. It's learning when to celebrate small wins. The city seeing a decrease in our non-fatal shootings. To me, I think is a huge thing. Oftentimes, based on the research too, a lot of people don't know is that a lot of non-fatal shootings can, also lead to fatal shootings, right?
His data is preliminary and still needs to be audited by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, which is standard for law enforcement agencies. Tonight, a volunteer firefighter facing charges following a road rage incident. The Cocke County Sheriff's Office learning about this 2 weeks ago. Apparently, a former member of the Parrottsville Volunteer Fire Department was tailgating a woman's vehicle while flashing emergency lights and showing a badge. The woman reported feeling intimidated. She adds that she took a back road to try to get away. However, the man continued following her, so she drove to a police station for help. Eventually, the man stopped following her. An investigation then led detectives to Henry Reiger. He is charged with criminal impersonation and reckless driving, among other things. And the director of Blount County Schools resigning effective today. That's next on our list for you. David Merle served as the school systems director and assistant director for 14 years. In a statement, Merle says he will return to a tenured faculty position with the district. And he goes on to say, I look forward to being your colleague, and I know that together we will continue to make Blount County strong, end quote. The Blount County School Board, by the way, will discuss plans for getting an interim director of schools during a meeting that is set for January 9th.